Hi, it's Amy with Toolbox Tarot, and I just did a reading, and I didn't have my microphone. It was under my leg. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give you the lowdown. All right, so the three cards that I chose were the Seven of Cups, the, what do you call it? Eight of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. I'm using Melanie Marquis and Kevin Murphy's Spellcasters Tarot. They use different elemental designations for the suits than Rider-Waite-Smith, but I'm just going to go ahead with the elemental designations that I'm accustomed to. But you're going to see a lot of fire on the swords and some air type stuff on the wands. So I did just go through this, and this will make for a shorter video, I'll tell you that much. It looks like the situation is like this week. And I'm not into predictive stuff, but let's just say that there's an opportunity this week for you to think about something this way. In the center here, we've got the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords has a person who is bound and surrounded by sharp swords and a large beast. But you'll notice that the way that they're bound is like way up here. So clearly they could, if they believed they could, untie their blindfolds, get themselves out of this mess, and keep on trucking down the road. But they have got themselves convinced in the prison of their mind, and the Suit of Swords is about what's happening in your mind. It's thoughts and communication, conflict, decisions, logic, that kind of thing. And so there's a way of thinking that's got you bound up and in a situation like this. You're feeling pretty bad and not able to figure out how to get out of it with the normal tools that you're accustomed to using. Because the thinking that you're doing is not helping you, and you're not willing to see it any differently than the way that you're seeing it, because you got a blindfold on, and you might not, if you realize this was a situation, you would do better, but this is a situation. So think about that in your life this week. Be aware that this kind of thing is always a possibility. And let's just really keep that as a possibility this week. All right. So I was really confused when I was looking at this when I did the video the first time. Because this is about, whenever I see this card, I always think, well, if you can't see your way forward, and you can't, the tool of your mind that you use to normally navigate a situation that seems troubling, it's not going to work for you this week. So instead, you've got, this is your court card, the one court card that we have this week. Court card is asking you to find the aspect of yourself that's like the Knight of Wands. And you might not be in touch with that part of yourself. Maybe you are, but it's possible that the way into this is to think about somebody in your life who reminds you of the Knight of Wands. And I'll describe what the Knight of Wands is like. But if you're not in touch with the part of yourself that's like the Knight of Wands, think of somebody in your life who is like that, and let your understanding of who they are, this other person is, help guide you through the week, because that's a really uncomfortable place to be. So the part of yourself that's being called forward is a part of yourself that runs heedlessly into, they follow their passion. This person is not going to be careful. They're not going to think things through. They're just going to see a need and they're going to charge forward. And it's going to be about just feeling your way forward. And I hesitated really because cups are the cards associated with feelings. But, what is passion? Wands, the suit of wands speaks to the energy, drive, passion that we have that allows us the courage to move forward on projects, or that demands that we do. And this is a person who is just gonna light it up. They're just gonna move forward. There's the slow holler deck has, for this particular card, has like it looks like a deer or something like that, but instead of a head, it's got the trunk of a tree coming out of the neck of the creature, and it looks like many branches coming out of the head, and they're like in that card they're reared up on the rear legs, and then you can see that they're just busting the concrete open that they're on top of. I mean, they're just like wild beast, just not thinking, no brain whatsoever. And look at this person can't see either. This person can't see, and this person can't see. So it's not about your head, it's about your passion. And this is reinforced by this card. All of the cards have different meanings that you kind of have to feel your way. So one of the meanings for this card is about being waylaid by fantasy. Like having all these choices and maybe like getting lost in the fog of thinking about, well, this could happen or that could happen, or I'd like this, or just that's not connected to reality. You'll see how these cups aren't on the ground at all. There's like this mist of emotion. The element of water has to do with feelings and emotions and intuition, things like that. Not really tangible things in the way that feelings aren't tangible. But the card can also mean, it can also talk about the time where we pause and allow ourselves to unhook from what we think is possible using our head and our logic and our decisions, which this card is talking about. This card talks about how important it is to not be so grounded in reality all the time, because I only know one person who doesn't do this, where you start thinking about what you want and you immediately decide why it won't work, and so you never get started. So this is about holding space open for your dreams and for what feels right in your life, and not letting this come and hork it up. So these really hold together very nicely. It sounds supremely uncomfortable. And it sounds like something that we might just try to go ahead and, who's got time for this? We've got freaking jobs and lives and things that need to get done. So better to make a wrong choice with our head and to be blind. No, this is saying no, not that. This and this. So all I can say is good luck and sincerely, what an opportunity to think about where in your life you can allow this guy to, allow nothing. This guy's going to break the freaking concrete under his crazy branch head hooves. And also this. I mean, these are so very different, fire and water. I mean, I don't know how they go together, but this isn't working. So good luck to us all. And hopefully, sincerely, wouldn't it be great if we spent some time thinking about how we could, make space for this in our lives this week? Good luck.